one that has that shine and the snap, and that's the perfect temper that we're after. So once we melt it, it's going to be like level 2 and grade 3 crystals. And as it cools, the grades 4 and 5 start to form, but we have to keep stirring it because the 4 and 5 grade crystals will sort of disperse and make the other crystals turn into the grade we want as well. Does that make sense? So we keep stirring it. I'll show you. Okay, so we're going to melt the butter first rather than add the powder now, because if we add the powder now, it's going to be harder to melt it and will probably require a bit higher temperature. And in the meanwhile, while that's going, you can stir it up so it's not always the same bit getting too hot on the bottom. Okay, so while that's going, does anyone have a question? No? Other than the ones I can't answer? Okay, so some other things. So I like to use this coconut sugar, jaggery type thing. This is a bit healthier sweetener. So oftentimes commercial chocolate, I mean, any sort of health-giving properties that it has is probably negated by, well, cooking or the Dutch alkalizing process, for one. And also, definitely by the addition of milk and white sugar. So we're trying to pass it off as a health food here. So we use coconut sugar. You can use honey, but the honey is hard to blend. It kind of separates out, like oil and water type thing. Or date sugar or stevia, that kind of thing. But so we have jaggery. So as far as the recipe goes, if we had 300 grams of the butter, and I'm just going to say about 175 grams of the powder. This is just a good kind of starting point for something fairly dark. So 175 grams of powder, and then I will half that again, and we could call it 80, 85 grams of sugar. So if anyone wants to do calculations, you could figure out what sort of percentage our chocolate bar would be. So just a little bit more about the history of cacao. So Montezuma and these emperors in the Incan Empire were having huge hoards of cacao beans, and then they would drink, the emperors drink this nibs or beans ground up with spices and water and maize, chili peppers, and no sugar. There was just kind of a bitter energy drink. But then when Europeans came, they took the cacao back to Europe, and it was a Dutch guy, Van Houten, who began to call it Dutch chocolate, alkalizing the cacao powder, and then they started processing it and adding milk and sugar. Okay, so this is melting fairly slowly, which is good because we're trying to keep it pretty low. The water is starting to boil, so I'm just gonna.
In Brazil now it starts to have some party cacao
Yeah.
party. They just
Yes, they do
cacao
this.
in Bali.
Yeah. Because you can get kind of a buzz off of it. So, cacao has certain, not only these antioxidants, but also high in magnesium, one of the highest foods in magnesium, which is why some people think that women crave it around the moon time is because the magnesium is relaxing the muscles. Also has anandamide, this compound, natural compound anandamide, ananda from the Sanskrit bliss, so bliss compounds.
Definitely,
Yeah, all these things, it's producing, helping you, delivering the serotonin and the PEA, phenylethylamine, which is known as the love chemical, which is the feeling, it's reproducing in your brain, the feeling you get when you fall in love. This is what So you understand this already.